Hello YouTube, this is BBR LC W7, and we are back with week 7 of the BBR Little Cup. This will be the last week of the regular season. We are currently 4-2 with a really good differential that a lot needs to happen for us to miss playoffs, but I'd rather not risk any of that, so I want to go in and get a good victory so that we can continue on into the playoffs on a high note. So with all that being said, we are going up against Seabad and his, I believe it was like Detroit Steel Wings, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the Detroit Steel Wings. So, fun fact about myself, I am a Detroit Red Wings fan, so I really appreciate the Pokemon pun there for Seabad's team. Seabad is a pretty big PokeTuber within like the battling scene, so I'm excited to get to face him for the first time ever. I've watched some of his content early on within like Pokemon Draft League back in years ago at this point, but being able to battle him I think is a great honor. But all that being said, he has a Mudbray, a Glimmet, a Squirtle, Mankey, Rowlet, Bronzor, Meowth, Minccino, and Greavard. His team is like made up of like a bunch of threats, especially against my team. Of course, I've lamented about this earlier. I don't think I drafted the best team, as like I found out throughout the season that like there's definitely some holes that like in later low cup drafts I'd like to draft differently to patch up. Mainly that like Mudbray and Mankey and Squirtle can really blow through my team. Glimmet is extremely annoying as well. So like there are like a few things I definitely want to patch up with, like just like those four, just so that like in the future I don't just hard struggle versus like a few like good Pokemon and a Squirtle. So with all that being said, we kind of have our work cut out for us either way, but starting out we have a Lone Vulpix here. It is an Icy Rod set. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It is rocking Freeze Dry, Aurora Veil, Hex, and Hypnosis. Freeze Dry is able to hit everything on my opponent's team neutrally, if not super effectively, outside the Bronzor. And if Bronzor comes in, first Bronzor will have to come, and second, if it does come and it comes in, we can Hypnosis into Hex it, so that we are able to deal massive damage and kind of makes him not useful for a little bit as he is sleeping. If Bronzor doesn't come, then we can just like Hypnosis another Pokemon that may want to switch into a Alolan Vulpix. Like Alolan Vulpix can come in versus stuff like Rowlet. It is able to revenge stuff like Mudbray, or depending on the like if the Squirtle is shell smashed yet or not, it can also come in versus Squirtle and threaten it out with Freeze Dry. So like Hypnosis can be a good click versus a lot of my opponent's team nonetheless. Next we have a Simple Scarf Wingull with Surf, U-Turn, Air Slash, and Hurricane. Wingull is able to kind of just like threaten every Pokemon on my opponent's team outside of like Squirtle and Bronzor. So like Surf, U-Turn, Air Slash, and Hurricane, it just simply just like blows through my opponent for the most part. So if I ever get a chance where I can like weaken some of Wingull's checks, it can come in and just start clicking buttons and like taking down my opponent altogether. Next we have Grookey. He is rocking the Grassy Seed with the Grassy Surge, so he can get that defense boost. Rocking Knockoff, Wood Hammer, Acrobatics, and U-Turn. Big thing here again, like once again, my opponent doesn't really have much for Grookey as well, and Grookey can kind of like safely come in versus stuff like Mudbray. So, like it comes in versus Mudbray, it can get the Grassy Seed boost. Also, like stuff like Greavard, if Greavard does come, it can't click Poltergeist versus Grookey, so I have to like settle for other moves in its arsenal or to hit Grookey. And then like Knockoff, Wood Hammer, Acrobatics, all three of those moves do very well versus my opponent. The Woodhammer switch-ins of Bronzor and Rowlet wouldn't appreciate a follow-up acrobatics or follow-up knockoff, so it's just great. Like, Grookey can really just click anything and be a huge threat to my opponent. Next we have the Elekid with a Violite, just max speed. It is a mixed set, but like trained in special attack with Ice Punch, Knockoff, Sidekick, and Volt Switch. Ice Punch really there just for like Rowlet, and Sidekick plus Volt Switch just to hit stuff like Glimmet, Squirtle, Mankey, that sort of thing really hard, and be a huge threat to my opponent. Also, Static can be very helpful versus stuff like Skill Link Minccino. It can like really bait a paralysis so that Minccino can't really set up and win versus me. So that's kind of huge for Elekid as well. Next we have Alolan Sandshrew with the Life Orb, rocking Swords Dance, Knockoff, Bulldoze, and Icicle Spear. The big thing about why I'm running Icicle Spear over Triple Axle is technically Icicle Spear does not make physical contact with Greavard, so Greavard's Fluffy won't activate with Icicle Spear. So at +2, Icicle Spear can still take out Greavard with like 3 or more hits, so I will like want to take advantage of that, which is like a big reason why I'm just not running Triple Axle. However, it is still like annoying for like Mudbray getting like stamina boosts and able to like stamina boost past Icicle Spear. Sort of like a big reason why I have Swords Dance as well. Is like I can SD on like a pivot and then click something like Icicle Spear or Knockoff and like really start dealing huge damage to my opponent. And finally we have Alolan Grimer. We are trained in special defense. And we are like a mixed set, like more investment towards attack of course, but this Alolan Grimer mainly is here to like take on a Squirtle if the Squirtle is able to Shell Smash. Alolan Grimer can take on Squirtle most of the time with Giga Drain, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Shadow Sneak if like the Squirtle is special. If the Squirtle is physical, then that could be a little bit of an issue, though physical Squirtle does struggle versus Snow, so I don't think physical Squirtle is the correct bring here. So we hope for a special Squirtle, because then my Alolan Grimer can kind of just like be able to tank hits from it. If it is a Smash set, if it's a Violite Smash specifically, Knockoff plus Shadow Sneak from Alolan Grimer can take it out. If it's White Herb Smash, then it'll have to be Giga Drain to hopefully get me out of range of a second Surf from Squirtle. So yeah, that is the team. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all once the battle begins. Okay, we are connected with Seabad. Let's see what they wanted to bring. They have brought the Mankey, Glimmet, Greavard, Minccino, Mudbray, and Bronzor. No Squirtle! That's actually really nice. I like that a lot. Squirtle blew through my team. I guess they like drop Squirtle for either like Greavard or Bronzor, I would assume, but either way, I don't really have like anything I can just like blow through this. Wingull does rather well, I think, if I can like start weakening the Bronzor, and I guess like in turn the Greavard as well. But either way, I still want to lead Wingull. The fact that there is no Squirtle means I could be a lot more loose with my Alolan Grimer. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lead Wingull and then probably like click U-turn most of the time, except lead Mankey. I think other than that, I will just click U-turn. Also, no Alolan Meowth means I don't have to worry about like fake out spam, which is really nice as well. So yeah. With that, I think that's all I want to lead. See what my opponent wants to lead here. Honestly, versus everything, I am clicking U-turn outside of Mankey. Violet, that is the Glimmet. I'm Scarf Wingull, so no matter what, I will outspeed this Glimmet. And I'm just going to click U-turn. Where's my little Grimer? Oh yeah. U-turn's great. I mean, T-spikes go up, but once again, I have a Alolan Grimer to get rid of them. Outside of like Life Orb set, I should be able to live 2 Mud Shots. They click Power Gem. That does 10 damage, so that is a max special attack set. Here, I'm just going to click Knockoff. I have a very free Knockoff, and I can like Shadow Sneak this if it decides to stay in. Yeah, he just gets his rocks up, which is fine. That means that my Wingull does like not have like a long life expectancy, I would say. Yeah, he was Sash Lead, that's what I was kind of expecting. I think I'm okay to Shadow Sneak. Yeah. Let's get rid of the Glimmet. Double Spikes is annoying. Actually, double T-Spikes isn't actually that annoying because Toxic isn't that great in the lookup. It's regular poison that's a lot more annoying. Honestly, they could just go Mudbray here. Wait. Minchino. Huh. Minchino does take out a Alolan Grimer from here, that is true. How does it do versus Elekid? Like, do I need my Elekid for anything? It would also take out Elekid if it's Life Orb. Honestly, Elekid's very expendable. I think I like going Elekid here because I could bait Static Pair at the very least. And then I can click Knockoff as well again. I want Alolan Sandshrew to be healthy is the thing. I don't want it to take any unnecessary damage. There's the Toxic proc. He clicked Encore. Okay, I mean, I was not staying in. I'm just going to knock off. I'm expecting Mudbray to come in. Okay, so he has Encore. That could be like very annoying for my Sword Stance. Alolan Sandshrew. So to be very cognizant, I have to be very aware of that. But I just want to knock off the Mudbray here. I think Mudbray is like the only switch in. Yeah, there's the Mudbray. That is really good damage. Okay, so that was definitely not... Choice Band and Mudbray. Oh my goodness. He's kind of in like 2 Ice Punch range now. We go Grookey. And we just click Wood Hammer into U-turn. I'm okay with Grookey also getting Toxic poisoned here. Grookey's not going to be here for a long time, he's here for a good time. Alright, we got Grassy Surge up. Okay. And we are also Grassy Seed. My controller's low battery, that's not good. Oh, that Stone Edge did a lot. I mean, that's fine. I still outspeed this. So I'm just going to click Wood Hammer into U-turn. I'm curious. I'm assuming this is going to be Bronzor. Yeah. Okay, I should be still good to come in to take rocks plus Toxic Chip again. So I'm just going to U-turn now. That was very Eviolite. So we're just going to U-turn. We'll go into our Alolan Grimer. And get rid of these T-Spikes before they annoy anything else on my team. That did nothing. Alright, and we are just going to... I mean, how much does... do versus... Mudbray? And I don't think that Mudbray has, like, any defense investment. Like, honestly, I think I could just Giga Drain it. No, I think... yeah, Giga Drain. We'll put Giga Drain. They go into Mudbray, that's huge. If not, then that's fine. They do go into Mudbray. Alright, with Grassy Terrain up, this should be doing a lot. He does get the stamina boost though. And his HP is at about... it's like maybe like 20%. Shadowseek does not take him out from here. Thing is, like, what do I want to sack? I think Grookey's okay to sack here. You did well, Grookey. Now get wrecked. Good night, Grookey. Okay. Now we bring in Wingull, and we click Surf. The beauty of this is also that with Mudbray that weekend, we're able to like just click knockoff freely. That Surf definitely did more than 25%, so I'm just going to click it again. Like this should take out Bronzor. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I was kind of afraid like a Custap Fairy set, but I think the Bronzer showed to be a Violite, so we're good. I mean, the thing is, they could also like kind of go Mankey here, because I'm Scarf. Though I guess like I never revealed to be Scarf, so I don't know if they go Mankey. Well, I think you go Mankey either way. Okay, they go Minccino. As I said before, I'm okay with Elekid taking on Minccino. Any stack procs, please? One time for the one time? No statics. Wow, that sucks. It could have been protected pads. We don't know. But that's not Life Orb, which is good to see. I think we go Alolan Vulpix. We set the Snow. And I think what we want to do is set up Fail. This is slow Minccino. Oh, it's bulky Minccino, that's why. I'm gonna go Hard Alone Sandshrew. In case they want to click something like Encore or anything else, but I want Alone Sandshrew in now. Okay, tidy up, which is, that's honestly fine. They are +1 attack, which can be a little annoying. But with the Lone Sandshrew and the Snow, +1 should not matter. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna Icicle Spear, because like I can always come back later and click Swords Dance. And I'm afraid of, what's his face? Encore right here. Okay, well, that's annoying. Okay, Thunder Wave's also really annoying. Alright. This is not looking good anymore. I mean, as long as Wingull's alive, I have a chance. I'm just gonna Icicle Spear again. They withdraw. I mean, Icicle Spear does a lot to whoever wants to come in. It's Mudbray? Okay, so they're sacking off Mudbray. I think if they go Mankey, do I sack? I think I sack. versus Mankey. Yeah, that was the correct move. Because now I could go into Wingull, which is not afraid of, Oh, I thought tidy up clear screens. It doesn't. That's crazy. I guess I should have learned that, but we go into Wingull either way. And we're just going to click Air Slash. That's the Griever. That did it a little over 50%. I'm afraid of Shadow Sneak, honestly. So I'm just going to go into Grimer. And just click knock off. Yeah, there's the Shadow Sneak. I mean, you go Minccino right here. That Minccino is really bulky, so I have no idea if Wingull takes out Minccino with Air Slash. Because that Minccino took nothing from Alone the Sandshrew. Yeah, like honestly, this may just be max defense Minccino. I'm going to knock off, I think. No reason to save this. Okay, that's a good thing I didn't try saving it because my Wingull is Scarf. We're just going to click it again. Once again, my Wingull is Scarf. I think I U-turn. I don't want to risk having to click Air Slash more than once, so I'm going to U-turn. And the play is to go into Alolan Vulpix. and click freeze dry. Okay, that tells me that Mankey is Scarf. And Scarf Mankey... Yeah, that Mankey's definitely Scarf. We go into Wingull and we click Surf. Because Surf versus Mankey, that is Scarf, we'll always take it out from here. Alright, and that's the battle. GG's to my opponent. It was a really close game. And I just think I just played well in the end, so that was great. Really able to pivot and save my Scarf on Wingull. I think the one thing was Tidy Up not getting rid of my screens was I didn't really expect that. I guess it doesn't get rid of Aurora Veil? I don't know. I'll have to I'll look into that a little bit, but I don't know what the exact thing was there, so either way, I'm happy with how that battle turned out. I'm happy to get the victory there, and then we'll move on to be playoffs. We'll move on to playoffs. That was a solid 1-0 victory. I don't think that's going to secure me top 4, so how playoffs works is the top 4 seeds will pick who they want to play, and unless Pokeaim, OG Albina, and Shuckle King, unless 2 of those players lose, then I don't think I am getting a top 4 spot. So we'll just take we'll take whoever picks us, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I was looking at the matchups, and honestly, I think my worst matchup is versus Amel. So I don't have to worry about having to play Amel round 1 since his record's also... his differential's also bad, so I won't really have to worry about playing Amel round 1 of playoffs. So it would be later in the playoffs when I would have to worry about facing Amel, but other than that, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Shoutouts to Seabad. I'm happy he joined the league. I hope he had a good one. I'm a big fan of Little Cup overall, so I'm just happy to play and have a good time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.